I started reading books by Dan Brown when I was 11 years old. It wasn't quite like any other reading experience I had experienced before. It was fast, wild, explosive, and even a little bit controversial. Don't get me wrong, I tended to read normal books, whatever the hell that means, for my age too, like the Harry Potter series or a bunch of comics. But they were never quite as exciting as I wanted them to be. Mr. Brown's work made me hungry for more, so I started reading all the other Dan Brown books, and the Da Vinci Code parody by Adam Roberts, the Da Vinci Code, as well. The experience of reading a book is, in my unimportant, humble opinion, perfectly visualized in this episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Today's episode, dear viewer, is Read It and Weep.
Mein bester Freund ist Robin Hood, denn kämpft immer gegen das Unrecht in der Welt. Denn kämpft immer gegen das Unrecht in der Welt. Kämpft immer gegen das Unrecht in der Welt. Gegen das Unrecht in der Welt dieser Welt.
This episode begins with a smashing crash of a rainbow dash. Come on, the joke was... okay, well, kinda shitty. Anyway, intro sequence. We get a very interesting after-intro shot from within Rainbow Dash's perspective as she awakens from her coma. It turns out that one of her wings is broken and she has to keep relatively still in bed until her wing is fine again. So basically she has to
take these broken wings and learn to fly again, learn to live so free.
Those kind of news are a natural displeasure to the blue energetic Pegasi. Her moaning and complaining doesn't get her anything, so she decides to just go with it. Our slightly rule-obsessed protagonist, Twilight Sparkle here, tries to cheer her up with a book, but Rainbow Dash's reaction was booked the other way. Oh, come on, it was not that bad a joke. Twilight leaves the book at Rainbow's side, regardless of Rainbow Dash's opinion or distaste for even the concept of reading. Visiting time is up, and Twilight Sparkle and the rest of the team leave her alone for now. Rainbow attempts to entertain herself, but fails miserably, and so she is forced to start reading the book. Reading it aloud! For crying out loud. Please just... no, I have no idea why you would do this. I mean, God, if she keeps on doing this, she might get discovered by her... never mind. Guess she went lucky there. So she keeps hiding her little secret while making rapid progress with the story. The day of her checkout has come, and she is now forced to leave the hospital, but not before she attempts to regain access to her former room by pretending to still be injured. Why is she acting in such a strange manner, you might ask? Well, you see, the book she was reading is still in the very room which she used to inhabitate during her hospital visit, and she is trying to regain it. Her act is shattered by the doctor's sharp eyes in 10 seconds flat. Her swag, basically meaning seriously worst attitude ever in general, however, holds her back from just asking for the book. So she decides that the only reasonable thing to do is break into the high security hospital and regain the book, by hoping that the previously mentioned paper bundle is still in its former place, meaning her former room.
Why?
Why? Why doesn't she just break into Twilight's house? You know, the library of the city. This hospital got armed guards and tough shit like that. Twilight's house is secured by, well,
You're not mommy.
Spike. I'm pretty sure he can take on this little... never mind. Whatever. So she finds the book and leaves the hospital immediately without any kind of... and that's not remotely what she does, is it? No! She finds the book and continues reading it in a room in which another patient is sleeping. She reads it aloud. I have nothing to say. I mean, how old is she supposed to be? Like 5? Is she trying to practice her elementary school reading skills by reading everything out loud like some kind of an annoying toddler? I have just no idea. Why would you... Oh, gosh darn it. Anyway, surprise, surprise, the previously mentioned patient is ripped out of Morpheus' arms by RD's reading and alarms the guards. So the epic chase begins. She is caught. Now she has to explain herself. She admits her reading addiction and gets laughed out of Ponyville. Of course not. Twilight gives her a speech about how books are for everyone and stuff, and RD rolls with that shit. Yo! The episode ends with Rainbow Dash finishing the book in her own house and beginning the next one with fully displayed excitement. As I already explained to you, I love books, and I love reading books, or good books, or I love reading in general, also fanfiction, even if it's bad fanfiction. Yeah, at least bad fanfiction gives me a good amount of complaint material. And because of that, I agree with this episode's message to 100%. The message is, reading does not make you a loser. The opposite is true. Well, unless you're reading garbage like this. 10 out of 10. Actually, 9.9 out of 10. For Rainbow Dash's annoying habit of reading everything out loud. One thing that I also have to mention that I feel is necessary to be mentioned is the fact that I never really got bullied for reading books. Well, a lot of people were kind of weirded out by the fact, but I never got bullied. My sister, however, got bullied, which is kind of a downer just to think about this. I mean, what kind of a brainless asshole bimbo do you have to be to think that reading is something that only nerds do? No, reading can give you access to worlds, unbelievable good worlds. The only problem is that once you're in school, they're going to give you shit to read, not really good stuff, not the kind of stuff that you want to read, exciting stuff that makes you feel rebellious. That's what you want to read. You don't want to read some bullshitty story about being a good person, because also being a good person is something that is not 100% defiable. It's just, they don't want you to read something that would make you enjoy it. They want you to read something that is supposed to be fitting literature for your demographic, which most of the time isn't. But anyway, nobody should be bullied for reading. It's just ridiculous and unnecessarily idiotic. So yeah, to end this whole episode, I'm going to give you a little nice list of good books to read. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe and Everything, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, Mostly Harmless, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Syd Barrett, A Very Irregular Head, Dante's Inferno, Dan Brown's Inferno, The Lost Symbol, The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Deception Point, Digital Fortress, The Da Vinci Code, Watchmen, Momo, Die Blechtrommel, etc, etc. So just have a nice book after watching this video, or read a graphic novel, which basically counts as a book too. Just read a little bit. If you don't want to, well, then don't, but I still encourage you. Have a nice day and a nice evening, nice night, wherever, whenever, and whatever the hell you are.